very simple and non-controversial, and Donald Trump said I should be hanged, executed, prosecuted. Pete Hegseth said I should be court-martialed. I mean, how ridiculous is this? We say follow the law, and this is their response. These are not serious people. And Kristen, this is meant to just intimidate us. We're sticking up for the Constitution here and the rule of law, and they're saying these folks should be executed for doing that. I mean, Pete Hegseth is not a serious person. He's unqualified for this job. Should have never been put in this job. I did not vote for him. I think he is the least qualified Secretary of Defense in the history of our country by far. And you can see this by how he has done this job over the last 6 months. And this president thinks he can bully and intimidate people, and he's not gonna stop me from speaking out and holding him accountable for the things that he does that are wrong and unlawful.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the OTPH show. I'm your host. Buckle up, hot dogs and tacos, because I'm bringing the heat on the seditious six Dems that actually told military members to actively disobey Trump, which I'm not for at all. I've got Richard for the breakdown and a bunch of videos for you. Now let's do the damn thing. What's up, everybody? Thank you so very much for being here with me. Like, share, subscribe. I want to go back to this video real quick because he had said some things that I want to react to with you guys.
Very simple and non-controversial. And Donald Trump said I should be hanged, executed, prosecuted. Pete Hegseth.
Yeah, it's exactly what he said. You're right. You're 100% correct about that, Senator Kelly. He did say that you should be 100% prosecuted for the malicious intent that you had for the video that you made. Not only was it a desperate attempt to try to get some type of clout or attention because nobody's paying attention to you. Like, oh, nobody's paying attention to me. Why is that? Because you're finished, man. That's why you made the video. But Trump did say if you were found guilty of sedition, which is that's what you did. You told military members to actively stand down from unlawful orders and being unclear about that. And I wasn't in the military. I was in law enforcement. And I'll tell you this, you still have to have a very clear chain of command. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that. And I'm going to tell you that is 100% the truth. Okay. You have to have a clear chain of command. You can't have muddied waters, because muddied waters is going to bring on, well, we'll look at some things that it brought on later. But right now, let's focus on what Mr. Kelly right here is saying. And remember, this guy knows exactly what he's doing. Now, if you were found guilty in a court of law, which is exactly what Trump said on Truth Social, then you could be put to death. Now, I don't know if that would happen. I don't know if they're going to follow through on this. I'm sure they're going to make an investigation. Is it to bully or intimidate? No, it's not. Trump's already had 2 attempts on his life, probably multiple more that we don't know about. I don't know. You know what I mean? But what I do know is that making statements like that is total. In my eyes, it's you're trying to start a coup. I'd call it a cold coup. Thanks for being here with me, Red. Always do appreciate you. Yes, we are back. The OTPH show is back. Ross Steele and Sex Appeal. Gravy train on biscuit wheels. Now run this bitch over.
Said I should be court-martialed. I mean, how ridiculous is this?
It's not ridiculous at all. You understand how important it is for clarity. You understand that. And a lot of the statements that were made while these guys are running around crying about how, oh, everybody hates us now. It's like, well, look what you said. Look what you said. And you're basing it off of a movie with A Few Good Men, with Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise. Give me a break. It's absolutely out of control. This person is out of control. All right, let's go.
We say follow the law, and this is their response. These are not serious people. And Kristen,
You're not a serious person for doing what you did. Trump's not doing anything unconstitutional. You just don't like Trump.
This is meant to just intimidate us. We're sticking up for the Constitution here and the rule of law, and they're saying these folks should be executed for doing that.
Bullshit.
I mean, Pete Hegseth is not a serious person. He's unqualified for this job. Should have never been put in this job. I did not vote for him.
The guy got a bronze star.
Qualified secretary.
The guy got a bronze star. You were a captain. What do you got? You put your rack on all fucked up. You put your medals on all fucked up, trying to show off, trying to flex. Stop it. It's out of control, man.
In the history of our country by far. And you can
Listen to him stress. You can see how he's trying to like hold back, like how pissed off he is. He wants to scream and yell. He can't believe this stuff is happening and nobody's on his side anymore. They can't be gaslit anymore. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, what are you going to do now? Undermine the president of the United States? Are you kidding me? We're going to watch what they said after we finish this video. Let's go.
This by how he has done this job over the last 6 months. And this president thinks he can bully and intimidate people, and he's not gonna stop me from speaking out and holding him accountable for the things that he does that are wrong and unlawful.
Blah, 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 blah. Wah, 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 wah. He didn't do anything unlawful. This is the thing. They can't say one thing that he did that was unlawful, which drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely nuts on how dumb these people are and how educated they say that they are. And they know, again, they know exactly what they're doing. It's to cause doubt. Well, let's watch what they said. This is what they said. This is the actual video of these people. Let's go.
Alyssa Slotkin,
Senator Mark Kelly,
Representative Chris Deluzio,
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander,
Representative Chrissy Houlihan,
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
former CIA officer,
former Navy,
Former
paratrooper and
CIA.
Army Ranger,
former intelligence officer,
former
Intelligence.
Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members
Former
of the
Air
military.
Force.
and the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust
They're under enormous stress and pressure from the rhetoric that's been said about Trump. Did you know that enlistment signups have been through the roof since Trump has become the president? I mean, they've had more recruits enlist in the military since Trump has become president than ever before. So what are we talking here? That the only pressure that's being brought to the table is by the rhetoric of, this unconstitutional, we have a Nazi, he's a fascist, blah, 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 blah. God, fuck.
is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military,
And intelligence community professionals.
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now,
You know what's sad is that Maggie Goodlander is the congresswoman of New Hampshire in District 1, my district, which I can't stand. I wish it was Lily Tang Williams. But nevertheless, her husband is Jake Sullivan. We're going to get more into Maggie Goodlander here in a minute. Let's go.
the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
What orders are that? You see how everything is extremely vague and they understand what they're doing? They're not saying exactly what that is. It's just like with what Mr. Kelly was saying in the beginning with our cold start video, that he still didn't answer anything. He was just pretty much ranting about how he doesn't like what's going on with Trump. They didn't say what unlawful orders happened or any of that stuff. He just was like, that's all I hear. That's all I hear all the time when these people talk. It's just fucking a mess. You're just like, oh my God, no wonder we can't get anything done because of shit like this. I mean, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you agree with me? Do you agree that this is absolutely over the top rhetoric. I mean, they're saying you can refuse unlawful orders. Now, an unlawful order is like if your captain tells you, or your commanding officer tells you to do something that's unlawful, meaning kill innocent people. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Nuremberg trials proved. You see what I'm saying? When all the Nazis like, well, just following orders, and they're like, yeah. So killing people is just following orders. I mean, you could have stopped at any time. Just like these individuals right here. They could have stopped at any time. Let's go.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army,
Our Navy?
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
Our Constitution,
And who we are as Americans. Don't
Yeah.
give up.
don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
You know, these people it's mind numbing. Again, super vague, but you know what President Trump has weighed in on the whole conversation and the controversy surrounding Maggie Goodlander and the Democrats officials that told U.S. service members to refuse unlawful orders without saying exactly what that is. His response was nothing short of explosive. And he did call for the death penalty and stuff like that. But again, if you are actively telling the military to stand down from the president's orders without any confirmation or proof, it's absolutely crazy. Double tap the screen like the U.S. did. Oh, dude, thank you. Give it a thumbs up. You know it. It's the greatest show on the internet, the OTBH show. Let's go. So anyways, calling officials saying that they should be tried. Yep. And if found guilty, put to death. Now, again, you're telling the military to actively disobey. Now, there's laws against that. We'll get into them here in a little bit. But here's Richard for the breakdown. And Richard, how you doing? I hope you like your new get-up.
Going on here. I go from a 10 to a Tinker Bell. Oh, Scott, buddy, you got me on this one. Anyway,
You're
New
goddamn right
Hampshire's
I
most
did.
dangerous political controversy. You
You
must
get,
refuse
Richard.
illegal orders. Imagine that message in a slick video from former top officials. Here's the catch. Everything they're saying is 100% true. So why would a simple fact cause a political meltdown? Because taking a legal rule and stripping it of all context is like handing someone a lit match and a can of gasoline. You're not giving them a tool. You're giving them a bomb. This isn't about the law. It's about turning a legal principle into a...
And that's the thing, like the vagueness of it. All of them were in the military. And I'm sure they had some type of credentials in the military. Okay, most of them were special forces or military intelligence. One of them was CIA. What does that tell you? You should already know what that tells you. Bad. It's a bad idea. This is all for attention.
political grenade and tossing it into the barracks. It creates a permission slip for chaos, where the job of interpreting complex legal questions suddenly falls on individual soldiers, not generals or judges. This isn't a political debate. It's a dangerous game with national security. To get the danger, you have to understand the military runs on a crystal clear chain of command. Think of it like a surgeon in an operating room. In a crisis, you need precise instructions, not vague suggestions from the gallery. Hesitation can be fatal. The military rule book, the UCMJ, says you must
Richard,
obey.
you fairy fuck, man. I got your ass. I got your ass. Remember who runs this show.
Asterisk, lawful asterisk orders. But that word, lawful, is doing a lot of work. An order is only unlawful if it's obviously, shockingly wrong, like the My Lai massacre. Soldiers were prosecuted for murdering unarmed civilians. The law in that horrific case was crystal clear. But a vague video warning about threats right here at home, that offers zero clarity. It's like telling a 19-year-old soldier, your commander asterisk might asterisk be breaking the law. Good luck figuring it out. All military orders are presumed to be lawful. The burden of proof is on the soldier who refuses, and that is a ridiculously high bar. This doesn't create heroes, it creates paralysis. When politicians inject that kind of ambiguity into the chain of command, they're politicizing the one group that has to stay out of the mud. It subtly encourages soldiers to see orders not through the lens of legality, but through their own political feed. Critics would scream for specifics, okay? Which orders are you talking about? Name one. By refusing to give examples, the message becomes a dangerous dog whistle. It implies that any order you happen to disagree with asterisk might asterisk just be an unlawful one.
And that's the biggest problem. And that's the biggest problem. Hold on, Richard. That's the biggest problem. Is that its vagueness, the muddy water creates a boom effect, right? So, and it creates confusion. Again, like what Richard was saying, back to what Richard was saying, a 19-year-old kid is not going to understand all this psychological warfare that's going on right now. They're actually hoping that this 19-year-old kid does, because the senator is not going to face, or these officials aren't going to face any penalties. Well, I hope they do. I hope Trump brings a hammer hard and fast right on the old beehole. Back to you, Richard. You're killing it, bro. Killing it.
Turns a clear.
I think I'm going to make you a woman more often, Richard, because you're just nailing
hierarchy.
it, buddy.
Into a subjective free-for-all where every order is up for debate. Military can't function that way. This trend of turning our core institutions into political footballs is exhausting. If you think the military should be protected from this and want more analysis that cuts through the noise, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Let's be real. The people in this hypothetical video would wrap themselves in the flag and say they were just starting a conversation. But how you do it matters.
And that's what Mark
taking a
said in the
valid
beginning.
legal
All right, finish up,
concept
Richard.
and removing all context. They'd be gambling with the trust and cohesion of the U.S. military. They're asking service members to become constitutional law experts in the middle of a mission. If you're going to tell a soldier to even think about disobeying an order, you have a duty to tell them exactly which one and why. Anything less isn't brave. It's a reckless gamble with our country's safety. Now back to the guy that needs Blue Chew.
Are you fucking kidding me? Blue Chew? Richard, you fairy fuck. Get out of here. Richard, get out of here. Anyways, thank you very much, Richard. We'll see you again later on tonight. But again, what he was saying, it makes total sense. It's just muddying the waters. Trump's words were extremely harsh, but they fit the situation because the situation is harsh. And in his view, telling a soldier to disobey an order without clarification, well, is seditious behavior. I mean, I don't know how else to chalk it up for you fucking bozos out here that are like, oh my gosh, what they say? Like, Mark, what did I say? What did I say? It's like, well, you know, it kind of reminds me of like when you say things and then you're held accountable for those things that you say. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't think that you should be allowed to have a position as a leader. I think that you're incompetent completely. And I think that your emotions are getting the best of you, and you have no place. If you allow your emotions to get the fucking best of you, like you have, you Mr. Clean wannabe, and just like the rest of these hobo sandwiches with a side of fucking trash water, this is crazy. Oh, I didn't do anything. You heard him. I played the video. You heard him. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. Fuck you. You didn't say anything. You told people to disobey unlawful orders without clarifying what that is, and then based off the premise of a fucking movie. Oh, well, it was just a preemptive kind of thing. It's like, no, it wasn't. You're lying right through your fucking teeth. And I just don't understand why. Just doesn't understand. He framed it as a undermining the military discipline and national security, which is 100% true. I agree. I'm on board with Trump. Light up the comments for me right now if you agree with Trump and how he's presenting this whole thing. And he didn't say that you were going to die or you were going to be put to death. He said you should be tried for sedition and, if found guilty, put to death, because that's the fucking penalty. And bud, you know exactly what you're doing. All 6 of these hobos that did this video, they all know exactly what they're doing. And now they're all like, oh, please, Mr. Trump. They're kissing the ring. Yeah, baby. You're kissing the ring. Think people are fucking around anymore? No, this is not a game. There's people's lives that are involved with this shit. And you all know that. And you want to say you're sticking up for the fucking Constitution? Hey, did you sign? Did you sign? Did you vote with Democrats to get the bill, or to get the CR, clean resolution bill, so we can fund the government? No, you didn't do that. It's crazy. You were all like, oh, we need more leverage. I definitely know that lady from the CIA definitely said that shit for sure. And I mean, again, I'm just showing you the video. This is my opinion. You leave your opinion in the comments right now while we're live, or if you choose to watch the replay, that's all edited up and you're going to miss all the fun stuff, like me being actually real. But nevertheless, this is, I mean, he didn't mince his words up really. The punishment he believes should be followed. And I agree with that 100%. I'm behind Trump on this kind of stuff. People need to serve justice for what they're saying. You know, like, I mean, if you're causing violence from the rhetoric that you're speaking, well, something needs to happen from that. Look at what's going on. Who's burning Teslas? Here's Maggie Goodlander. And this is her opinion on it, or this is what she said after everybody started questioning her. And I think that she did this. I don't think that she is as dumb as she looks. Maybe she might be. I mean, she was naval intelligence, but her husband is Jake Sullivan, and they have deep ties to the Clinton family. So I'm assuming she's a plant. Little fun fact for you. Her mom, they're a Tamposi family from New Hampshire. They come from money. She ran for Senate in like the 70s or whatever. She's one of those bra burners. It was absolutely crazy. But I mean, here she is trying to justify what she said.
Stating what the law says, what federal law says, that is not sedition.
Sorry.
That is not treason. That is my job. I'm a lawmaker, and the law that we are reaffirming is an
What's
important
the law?
one for this country.
What's the law? What is the law? What's the law?
Lawful orders and lawful orders only. And that should not be a threat. Any other president of the United States in all of our history would absolutely agree with this principle. And that the president has become so unglued by it, I think, unfortunately, really is telling. It tells us a lot about how this president thinks about.
Lady, you got to be kidding me right now. You are an embarrassment to the Granite State. This is the state that I'm from, which is absolutely, I cannot believe you fucking won. I can believe, because you probably cheated to win. We need Lily Tang. We need Lily Tang Williams. She's awesome. And she is dead heat with this hobo sandwich. But she's still not specifying what law has been broken. What law has been broken? Can anybody tell me? Has she said, anybody that's watching right now and anybody that's going to watch, can anybody say what law has Trump broken? What unlawful order has he given? He hasn't. You guys are just sitting here fucking talking out your ass. It's ridiculous. All right, let's go.
Our system of government and our Constitution. It is not treason to invoke a constitutional principle. It is American and is what we need in this country right now.
Did you believe this is a real threat by the president?
You know, the President of the United States, our Commander-in-Chief, is the most powerful person in the world. His word...
Listen, I hope he put your ass right to the fire. Oh, man. What's that smell like? Smells like bacon burning. Smells like a traitor burning. Okay? Politically, obviously. You know? But if you didn't do anything, or if your intention wasn't to cause disruption and you're defending the Constitution as a lawmaker, give me a fucking break, lady. You know exactly what you did. You know exactly what you're doing. It's the bottom line. It's for attention. And oh, by the way, you know, primaries are coming up for her, and she's in dead heat with Lily Tang Williams. I can't wait to see what happens there. You know we'll be covering it here on the OTPH. All right, back to this.
Words have consequences. And when he threatens violence against me, against other members of Congress, against anybody, it has...
He didn't threaten you with violence. He didn't threaten you with violence. He said, if tried and if found guilty, it's the death penalty, because that is the law. Miss, I am the lawmaker. Duh. You can't be as dumb as you look. Look like you got sucker. Never mind. Let's go.
Real world impacts for real people. And it's not who we are as a country. We've seen an uptick in political violence in this year alone.
Yeah, because
and
of the
years in our country, and it's not who we are.
Bah! God, fuck it. This is what makes me want to fight people, okay? Because she's like, there's been an uptick in political violence. No shit. No fucking shit. You know, you're an embarrassment. You should be embarrassed from what you just said. We're not going to Mars, Red. We're not going to Mars. Okay. We have to be neuralinked first. Hope everybody's doing good. But I got here's another one of Maggie Goodlander's same thing. And this is on CNN. She's still holding her ground, which I just don't understand why. I mean, but let's go. Excuse me.
From members of the U.S. military or the broader national security community who believe they've been given unlawful.
Well, you know, what I'd say is I have heard from service members, and I have heard from service members.
That's a lie. Look at her stumble all over everything that she's saying.
About the legality of orders that are being given.
Why aren't you talking about what these members of Congress are doing to encourage and incite violence? They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain of command, not to follow lawful orders. Every single
illegal order, which
but they're suggesting, Nancy, that the president has given illegal orders, which he has not. Every single order that is given to this United States military by this commander-in-chief.
Break it down for me. This is a true granite stater right here. Carolyn Levitz is a true granite stater. Everybody's yelling at her and saying, oh, well, she's married to a 63 years old. She's only fucking 36. Who fucking cares? At the time she got with him, she was probably old enough to consent. You know, like, who cares? if she's married to a 63-year-old. I don't understand the significance of that statement, or people making those statements, but she's laying it down for real. I would vote for her. I would vote for her to be a senator for my state, the Granite State. Absolutely. She chewed up Chris Pappas, who is also another representative who probably was like nudging Maggie Goodlander along, like, come on, girl, dad. Oh, all right, let's do this. Let's be stupid about what we're saying to the public and telling our law enforcement and military officials, you know. I mean, look at the meltdowns that they're having everywhere. And police chiefs are like, we will not help ICE. What the fuck? I'm proud of Troy, New Hampshire, little tiny ass hick town, Troy, New Hampshire. 13 arrests in assistance with ICE. It's magnificent. Good job, boys. Thank you so much for kicking ass and chewing bubble gum, baby. That's what we fucking want to see. I love it. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to this video. Oh, shit.
Legal order.
But they're suggesting, Nancy, that the president has given illegal orders, which he has not. Every single order that is given to this United States military by this commander-in-chief and through this chain of command, through the Secretary of War, is lawful. And the courts have proven that. This administration has an unparalleled record at the Supreme Court because we are following the laws. We don't defy court orders. We do things by the books. And to suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. That's the problem here. It's not what they said. Okay, yeah, cool. They're telling law enforcement and military to be like, hey, listen, you don't have to, you know, you can refuse unlawful orders. Yeah, we get it. Okay, cool. Thank you for the preempt. What's the unlawful order that's being given? Does anybody have a fucking clue? No. Then sit down and shut up and stop it. This is going to happen regardless. There ain't a goddamn thing you're going to be able to do about it. Okay? The American people showed up and voted for this specifically. Ever since Trump has locked down more and more on immigration, people in America are leaning more towards the GOP. Just so you know. Just so you know. Diversity is not our strength here in America. Unity is our strength. That's why we're called the United States of fucking America, you simple pricks. So, but, you know, soldiers refusing a lawful order, the consequences are very severe. There's a lot of things that could go on. These people are going to face court-martial. Maggie Goodlander and all these other fucking bozos that are calling for active military members to refuse unlawful orders with no clarification on what unlawful orders are. The person that refuses is going to be court-martialed and then dishonorably discharged. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the fucking problem. Is that the person that is saying, hey, you need to refuse unlawful orders, even though I have no clarification of what that is. But hey, listen, if you feel uncomfortable about it, listen, I'm going to speak out of experience right now. There have been many a times in law enforcement, and especially in corrections, because that's where I was, where you're very uncomfortable. And it fucking sucks. But you know what? If there's no commander or commanding officer that's in charge that's going to break the law. Do you understand what's involved with the paperwork? Do you understand what's involved with tainting your name like that? It's very severe. And that's just in the law enforcement aspect of it. So could you imagine how severe it would be in a military aspect of it? Like this person is going to probably end up being homeless if they end up refusing these orders that are deemed unlawful, whatever that is. But we don't know what unlawful is. There's just been no clarification of that. Out of all the videos that I've shown, we still have not heard any unlawful orders that have been given by our president. or any commander, or by Pete Hegseth, by any of them. Where's the unlawful order? Is the Epstein shit bad? Is the FBI stuff bad? Yes. Yes, stop it. Stop it. That's for another fucking video. I don't even... Okay, but I got a Navy SEAL here that's going to break it down. Okay, and this is from Newsmax, and I think that he breaks this down pretty well, and I would take his word for it because he was a fucking Navy SEAL. I mean, let's go.
Military's not.
The U.S.
Sorry.
This is deeply personal to me. This is the story of my platoon that got stuck. I mean, we got stuck in the middle of a political game just like this. Almost got us killed, thrown in the brig, facing charges. At one point, the U.S. military considered turning us over, U.S. soldiers, over to the Iraqi court system so they could prosecute us where we'd likely be hung ourselves. Oh, you didn't hear about this story. Hold my beer. It's in this book. This is the story of how
trust me, dude, I'm holding it for you, brother.
Like Slotkin's have real consequences. You remember this guy from the movie American Sniper? This guy right here that was going around drilling holes in children's faces? In 2009, my platoon caught that.
That's just fucking sad. And it's true. The military are not pawns. These people that protect the Constitution that you stand behind so much, you're willing to give them these vague suggestions that could easily influence a 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old person that's not very on the up and up when it comes to constitutional law. When they just got out of being drilled constantly, you take orders. Ah! You see what I'm saying? Like, it just... all right, back to this guy, though. This guy was in the Navy. You know, he's a Navy SEAL. He was involved with something like this. And I might not have been in the military, but in law enforcement, it's very similar when it comes to a chain of command, when it comes to what's deemed lawful and unlawful. Because when you're dealing with drunk people, and you're dealing with people that are on drugs or people that have broke the law and they don't want to deal with the fact that they broke the law, a lot of them like to say, I know my rights. I know the law. Well, if you knew the law, you wouldn't fucking break it. All right, back to this.
That guy in real life, the butcher of Fallujah, he was also the man responsible for hanging 4 American contractors, one of which was a SEAL brother of mine, whose body was lit on fire dangling from a bridge by his neck. My team caught that guy. We were authorized to use lethal force, and we exercised restraint to bring him back alive for the betterment of the mission, because we were one part, and we did it at great risk to ourselves. And because of orders, so he could be questioned by the CIA and save more lives. Imagine if we had violated that order. After all, we knew he killed one of our own, and he had a gun when we apprehended him. So, honestly, like, Democrats, don't ever lecture me and my people. And when we brought him back, the same people who sent us on that mission, they turned around and court-martialed us for abusing him in custody, which we clearly did not do, which was proven by our full acquittals almost immediately in a courtroom, all because politicians wanted to have the talking point that they stood with the Iraqi people over their own soldiers. And the generals, whose promotions need to be approved by the Senate, people by like Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin, they bent the knee and they sacrificed me and my team at the altar of their political correctness. And you know what it did? It made every soldier in Iraq and Afghanistan second guess everything. Hesitate to prosecute that IED. How many people did that kill? Apprehending terrorists, or even pulling the trigger when they needed to. Hesitated for their own safety in a courtroom that might not come. Stuff like this gets people killed. It creates stupid rules of engagement, some of which killed my friends personally, because they want to play political grandstand games with no intention of ever backing the soldier up when he does the bidding that they subtly encouraged. This is why people hate politicians. They pop off like there's some moral authority without listing a single specific thing that Trump has done illegally.
He didn't, because he didn't do anything illegally. That's why they haven't. That's why they can't list anything specifically. That's why when you see these street reporters that are going out and they're like, hey, what do you like about Kamala Harris? And they put the microphone on the face, and on the other side, the person's like, aha, I like abortions. Oh yeah, it's not Donald Trump. Oh, he makes me so mad. Okay. What is it specifically that you like about Kamala Harris? I told you, it's not a Nazi. Kamala Harris is a she. You see what I'm saying? Like, these people are brain dead. They're vague for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's frontal lobe has been melted by TikTok. Got a couple more videos for you, and then I'm going to get out of here. This next one is a senator from Florida. This is why I like Florida. I mean, they got some good leadership down there in Florida. They really do. Here we go.
Outrage because Donald Trump responded to their words that do yield to insurrection? Please.
But should the president have been...
Stop. No.
Stop it. Stop it. This guy's a thug, baby. Yeah. It's about time. He's like, stop. For real. Time out. Tee it up, baby. This is out of control. What they did is try to incite a coup against Donald Trump. I mean, tell me I'm fucking wrong. Leave a comment. I'm here. I want to know what you got to say. Let's go.
No. And this is where I'm going to push back. Because what they are doing is trying to throw literally a grenade into the room. It goes off. And then they're going to claim outrage? They have no moral standing to claim outrage. Because they decided that they were going to be cute and put out a TikTok video trying to get likes, trying to demonstrate that they're tough enough to stand up to President Trump when Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief. Not Mr. Crow, not Senator Slotkin. They are not the commander-in-chief. And like I said before, they would not tolerate any Republican launching any video like that when Barack Obama was president of the United States. You know it's true. I know it's true. Everybody knows it's true. But now they want to feign outrage and have every...
Yeah, exactly. They'd be burning down every Tesla factory. They'd be burning down every school, church, building, friggin' library. Everything would be torched. If somebody had said something like that during the Black Jesus era. Are you kidding me? It's just crazy.
Everybody come and ask them how they feel. Man, stop.
Amen to it. Amen to it. Man, stop it. That's what I say a lot on this. I'm going to put that on coffee. Man, stop it. Oh, my gosh. But it leads to things like this.
I have a very unfortunate update now from the governor of West Virginia, just in the last couple of moments here. He is confirming that both of the National Guard members that were shot today have passed away, have succumbed to their injuries. And I'm going to read this updated post now from the West Virginia governor here. It is with great sorrow.
I'm very sorry. And there's two things when you take a life like this or take on a job like this, is that your life is on the line. I mean, I know firsthand, it wasn't military, but I understand what it's like and to wonder, you know, and then that actually happened. And I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for your family. I'm sorry that you won't know, but just know that you didn't die in vain. Here at the OTPHO, we will light it up for all military members because we support the military here. We support law enforcement here. I was law enforcement. Okay. I miss it. I'm too old for it now, but okay. I'm sorry for it. And unfortunately, these are the casualties and the penalties, not penalties, but just the downside of the job. And I'm sorry. I am very sorry for you and your family. God bless you and God bless America. Back to the video.
sorrow that we can confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C., have passed away from their injuries. These brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. Our entire state grieves with their families, their loved ones, and the Guard community. West Virginia will never forget their service or their sacrifice, and we will demand full accountability for this horrific act. We have two.
Yeah, you challenge that, Red? Yeah, I think about it all the time, to be honest with you. But that's another bridge we'll cross later. I'm in the process of something's happening, you know. I'm in the process of doing something right now, so I got to kind of wait to execute anything like that. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm 40 years old, Red. You know what I mean? I'm not getting any younger. I got to start doing P90X and training like fucking John Wick, right? Anyways, let's go. And again, I'm not downplaying these individuals' lives being taken by some radical that did have ties to the CIA, which that's why I made the comments earlier about the CIA senator. I just think it's kind of crazy. 29-year-old Afghan man took these two two military individuals on deployment, West Virginia, serving their country. Thank you so very much. And the sickest part about it is that there's people that fucking support this shit. They're like, oh yeah, well, if Trump didn't send in the military, it's like, whoa, wait. If people were actually honoring our Constitution and our way of life, we wouldn't have to do it. If crime wasn't running rampant, and you could save all your conspiracies, we'll talk about, you know, chaos and order and all that stuff on another episode, but ultimately crime needs to be solved. That's the issue, is that we had all these liberals that were letting these lunatics out on the streets. These liberal judges that were like, oh, it's not their fault, it's their environment's fault. It's like, okay, anybody can change their life. You can't change what happened to you in your past. A little story. My real father was a total piece of shit. When my family on his side called me up and said, hey, your dad died, I said, okay. My dad, the man that taught me to be who I am now, he has a real issue right now. We all know what it is. Okay. Now, I worry about that all the time. That man served this country. He's being dishonored every day. And all the people that I know personally, and all the people that fell for the flag and served for the flag, every single one of them are all being slapped in the face with this behavior and this out of control immigration system, whether it's illegal or legal. And I have a sister-in-law who is from another country, and she thinks the same exact way as I do, and also my brother, which will be on the live show tomorrow, which is going to be awesome. That one's going to be real fun. I got a story for him he doesn't know about, so he might know about it, but I didn't tell him about it. I want to surprise him with it. But anyways, so, I mean, back to, let's finish up this video and let's go.
Families in West Virginia that will not see their children come home ever again.
I'm sorry.
Because they've been shot by a murderer in the middle of the nation's capital, only a few blocks away from the White House, a city that is supposed to be the safest city in America. And we have now all witnessed together two National Guard troops, two young men or women, we don't know yet, have now lost their lives in the line of duty.
Well, we do know. We do know. It was a male and a female. And they had actually just pretty much got out and deployment. They fresh out of boot camp, which, I kind of disagree with a little bit. These people haven't even had their feet wet yet. So, but anyways, you will be missed. I got this. This is Trump's response to the whole situation, and then I got to get out of here. I got another live stream for you guys. It's going to be a lot better than this one.
Americans. Earlier today, on the eve of the...
What did I just say? It's going to be a lot better than this one. This one is awesome too. Okay, don't get it twisted. The next video though is just a little bit more upbeat than this one is. This one's tough because it pisses me off. These people knew what they were doing, and then they want to, cry wolf, and it's just bad. Just bad. All right, let's go.
Holiday. 2 members of the National Guard serving in Washington, D.C. were shot at point-blank range in a monstrous ambush-style attack just steps away from the White House. They had been deputized as part of the most successful public safety and national security mission in the history of our nation's capital, the D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force, which has achieved an unprecedented reduction in violent crime and crimes of all type. This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families. The love of our entire country is pouring out for them, and we are lifting them up in our prayers. As we are filled with anguish and grief for those who were shot, we're also filled with righteous anger and ferocious resolve. As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price.
And he should, but here's the problem. And then this is where all the other news and headlines come in, where Trump told another one to shut up. And it's like, are you stupid? Why don't you just stop asking me stupid questions? And that's exactly what should happen. Stop asking stupid questions you already know the answer to. The reason this guy's over here is because he was vetted by the administration that ran the auto pen like it was an OnlyFans. Okay. Anybody could. You pay what you want, you get a pardon, right? The only one he signed was his son's. So anyways, I'm digressing. Let's get focused. The real problem is the violent rhetoric is coming from one side, and the other side's not going to be able to put up with it for too much longer. That's what's going to happen. These people lost their lives for no reason. Poor immigration policies, in my opinion. That's the real reason. Whether it be illegal or legal immigration. Prove me wrong. It's a problem.
Report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021 on those infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country.
Excuse me.
This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation.
I mean, and it's true.
Let in 20 million.
Listen, look what's going on in the Midwest right now with the Somalians and the Muslims and Dearborn and stuff like this. Is a real problem. I'm going to be doing a show, not next week, the week after, because I got my Christmas episode coming up. I'm bringing Ida back for you guys. But I'm going to be talking about how the Chinese are buying houses in China. Or not China. They're buying houses in Maine, and they're gutting them and using them as grow houses to grow weed. smoke, herb, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I don't know the safety word here. So the safety words, they're buying a medicinal plant. They're buying houses to grow medicinal plants illegally. Look at all the farmland that they bought up in Alabama. They just bought up a bunch of a huge warehouse for 5 times its value in New Hampshire. I mean, give me a fucking break. What's really going on here? What's really going on here? I'll tell you what's going on here. We're being sold out to our enemies, and it needs to stop. Trump needs to put a boot down on it. There's another group of individuals that we need to put the boot down on too. They run the ADL. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. I'm not really going to point out too much where they come from, but I know that they have like a little doily on the back of their head, and as they get older, it gets bigger on the back of their head. I don't know. You tell me. Leave a comment down below if you think that they need to go away too, or at least, you know, if the pack of those individuals that lobby for a particular group over in another country, if those individuals should register as a foreign lobby group, they should have to do that. That's my opinion. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking. What's probably smart? Oh, buddy, I love my country, man. I'll tell you this real quick. I'll say this to you right now. I love my country. And if something was to happen to me, my children would know that they know exactly why I would put on that shield. They know exactly why I would put that uniform on. There wouldn't be a question in their mind. They wouldn't even think about it for a second. Too much bureaucracy in there. Bullshit. Anyways, you get me thinking, Red. Thanks. I mean, it's not about you risk your life anyways, man. I mean, in the person that doesn't risk their life doesn't really live life now, do they? So you got to be risky at some point, right? Or what are you doing? You know, I mean, I don't know. Back to the video. Trumpkin, you're killing it, buddy. Let's go.
Unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country.
Yeah, and nobody knows about them, like Somalia. What have they done great there? Besides our word. What have they done great over there? Most of them, if you street interview these people, they're like, yeah, I would prefer Sharia law. It's like, well, then go back to Somalia. And they're like, why would I do that? People are feeding me here. And now everybody's getting upset because the feeding trough has been cut off. And this is the biggest problem. And here's a huge example. Here's a huge example. Teach a man to fish. That's what our principles were supposed to be. Teach a man to fish, and he will be able to feed himself, and he'll build a wealth that is unimaginable. Okay. That's what our forefathers wanted for us. Okay. Now it's turned into we're being fed a fish, and what happens when you cut the supply chain off? Well, it turns into a really, really bad. I mean, look at what's happening. They had look at TikTok meltdown that happened over EBT. Look at Trump being like, "Yep, no, we're going to go through everybody's status. We're going to make sure," which he should, and he's totally within his right and authority to do such. Our immigration policies and rules and regulations were actually severely tight. They were very strict. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said severely tight. That was stupid. Anyways, they were very strict until the 60s. Bunch of fucking hippies, in my opinion. And the Trilateral Commission came in, and then we just started gutting America's value, and like all the manufacturing started shutting down at what time? The 60s to the 80s. And then we started getting into the digital era, and that's when Wall Street started booming and stuff like that. But I'm sorry. That's for a different video. But Trump's right, and he's totally within his authority to do this. He's totally within his authority to be like, yep, I want to check the legal status. And if you are an asset to this country and you love this country, like Okay, Miss Lily Tang Williams, who's running for Congress in my state, the Granite State. Let me know where you're watching from too, by the way. But she is from China. Okay, she defected from the CCP in Mao Zedong. Okay, Mao's regime. She defected from it. A lot of people died. A lot of people died. Millions of people died. Starved to death, mostly. There was one story I was reading about where, and leave a comment. Let me know if you want me to talk about communism and the detriment it is to the growth of society in general, not just in history, but in general, and how it's just fucking horrible. But nevertheless, she defected from Mao Zedong and came to America and has dedicated her life to America. That is what we want. My sister-in-law, same thing. She loves America more than some Americans do. It's crazy to me, but she understands the value because she came from fucking nothing. Do you understand? And to all these liberals and all these smooth brain Lennies and simple Jacks out here that are crying and smelling their fingers right now, I just want you to understand, go live in one of these countries that you want all this smooth brain policy to come through here in America. I don't want that. 77 million Americans showed up and registered voters, okay? Showed up and said, we don't want that shit either. Get it the fuck out of here. And that's what Trump's doing. Back to Trump.
It's such a risk to our very survival. An example is Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws.
Guys, everybody, listen, how many times have I fucking talked about that over? I mean, look at the scandal that happened with COVID, with feeding the kids, and the Somalians were fucking still almost a friggin' $250 million that's still being investigated. And Tim Walz is like, oh, yeah, anybody that steals from me, they're going to go to jail. Really? Really? Then start doing something, Jack. That's out of control. Anyways, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to set up for my live stream for the next live stream. Thank you guys so very much for liking, watching, loving everything that we're doing here at the OTPH show. You know, Raw Steel and Sex Appeal Gravy Train on biscuit wheels. We're back, baby, in full swing. Okay. So please get on board, because we are a movement that's going to the top with your love and support. And thank you so very much for your love and support. Check out all the stuff that we got going on. Okay, if you click this right here, if you scan this QR code, you can get your very own copy of a book that I wrote. It's a comedic revision of the American Revolution. It's fucking hilarious. Check it out. I'd really like you to check it out. And then if you check this one out here, get your codes up, Scott. What are you doing? You can donate. If you scan this one, you can donate to me. That'd be really cool if you help me out there. And if you want to help yourself, if you scan this one, this is actually a sponsor. It's Groon's Gummies, Mind, Body, and Soul. Take yourself to another level. These things are actually really good. They are really good. They don't taste bad. They taste really good. I like them. I eat them all the time. And this one right here, Live Free or Chai. If you scan this QR code, go check it out. It's all drinkware. I got some coffee coming in. I'm working on it. You know, there are some coffee roasters around here that are like, yeah, they charge you a lot. So I'm trying to figure out how to get a quality coffee that doesn't, you know, break your pocket. But Live Free of Chai. Go check it out. Scan the QR code right there. Guys, I love you so very much. I'll see you on the next live stream that's going to happen as soon as this is done right here. All right, I'm out of here. All right. I got to go. All right, I'm out of here. All right, where's
no water, no military, no nothing, as their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien.
God damn it, Trump. Yeah, baby. They don't. If you're going to sit here and call and preach for the death of America, and you're going to call for the death and take advantage of our system and not do anything to be a benefactor to our system, our country, our way of life, you can get the fuck out of here. I love you guys so much. All right.
country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them. America will never bend and never yield in the face of terror. And at the same time, we will not be deterred from the mission these service members were so nobly fulfilling. That is why tonight I can announce that I have directed the Department of War to mobilize an additional 500 troops to help protect our capital city. We will make America totally safe again, and we will bring the perpetrator of this barbaric attack to swift and certain justice if the bullets going in the opposite direction haven't already done that. During this time of the year when we gather at home with loved ones, these two patriots were wearing the uniform of our country, patrolling the streets of our capital. They had taken a selfless oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that is exactly what they were doing when they were gunned down in a savage attack. I want to express my extraordinary gratitude to every member of the United States military who is deployed tonight at home and abroad. I also want to thank the Secret Service and the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department for their work today. This Thanksgiving, I ask every family to say a prayer for the two great heroes who were so horribly shot and for their loved ones, please.
Hey, how you doing? Did you like the video yet? No? What the hell you doing? Anyways, today's sponsors, Grun's Gummies for gut health, recovery, immunity, and cognitive function with over 60 adaptogens. And superfoods, these little green goblins pack a punch, and they are delicious. Click the link, get yourself some, support the show. Now back to the show.